Of hibiscus trees, you immediately think of like the Caribbean, tropical paradises. But if you live someplace like I live in Pennsylvania, or maybe you live in Michigan or someplace, very cold, North Dakota, you don't think you can have a tree like this? You absolutely can. From Cottage Farms, it's a beautiful 4-in-1. So what they've done is they've taken 4 different trees and they've braided them together. It makes the trunk really interesting and special looking and thick and pretty. But what it really does that's so cool is each one of those braids on the trunk is a different color hibiscus. So you end up with trees that are covered in all different flowers. I feel very, very strongly about this particular tree because I've had a hibiscus tree from Cottage Farms in my house for 3 or 4 years now. I take it out, so right around now, I'll take it outside to my deck and it'll bloom and flower and look so pretty all summer. And then right before first frost, I usually bring it back in and it continues to bloom in my living room all winter long. And when people come over, they're always like, oh my gosh, what is that blooming in your living room? They're such beautiful, big, such pretty flowers. In fact, I actually put a picture on my Facebook page, Sandra Bennett QVC. You can see a picture of my hibiscus, but I want to show you what's going to come to you. So this one's a couple of years old, and they can get about 6 to 8 feet tall. Now, if you keep it in a pot that's not enormous, they're not going to get quite that tall. So you can sort of decide how tall you want it to be. But I want to show you for under $60, 6 easy payments of under 10, what you're going to get. You're going to get this. It's a really nice sized tree right off the bat. And you can see those 4 braids. Each one of those will create different flowers. And then take a look at this. This will start blooming for you almost immediately. So get it home. As long as it's not too cold outside, you can put it outside immediately, or keep it in the house. Just keep it someplace where it's going to get some sun. But take a look. All of these are going to be flowers. And when I pull this one down, look, everywhere you look, you see where you're going to get these beautiful flowers. So this is what's going to be shipped to you. And actually, what's really cool? What's really cool is look at this. Actually, can you guys come in on the camera? Look, you can see these have not even bloomed yet, but see how they're going to be 2 different colors? That's because there are 4 different colors on this tree. In fact, you can see on my Facebook page, I took this picture today. So this was not something, that's actually the converted bench. There we go. I took that because I knew I was going to present it. That's inside my living room. I haven't taken it outside yet. And I came downstairs and saw that flower and I'm like, oh, I'm going to post that so everyone can see it in my living room. They are such beautiful, beautiful flowers. So this has a retail value of $82 or $81.22. You're going to get it home for $9.99 with free shipping and handling. Once you get it home, you're going to get this growing guide. I always keep all my growing guides just in a manila folder. You can do the same, and what's up to you. But anyway, in the growing guide, it will tell everything you need to know to make this successful. If you want to give it some fertilizer, we do have the Cottage Farm fertilizer right here that you can use. But essentially, this is going to be super, super easy. Here's your prescription for getting a really beautiful blooming tree all year round. Stick it outside now, let it enjoy that full sun outside, on the deck, on the porch, wherever you want. You will get about 3 to 4 months of blooms now, and it is nonstop, and you will get 4 different colors of blooms, which are so pretty. So it's that the purpley color, the red, the yellow, that beautiful apricot color. So 4 different colors. Leave it outside. 4 colors, 1 tree, and then after it's been blooming for you 3 to 4 months, right before it gets cold in your area, maybe you live someplace where it's going to stay hot all year, that's great, but for us up in the north, right before it starts to get too cold outside, you don't want to ever let it get to frost, you're going to just bring this in, and it's going to look gorgeous in your house. And you know what? This is the one thing in my house that blooms during the winter. So there aren't a lot of houseplants indoors that bloom during the winter. This has bloomed for me for 3 years, and it's beautiful. I do have an update for you, by the way. So we are down to fewer than 1,000 remaining at this sale price. It's pretty awesome because you're getting it home for under $60. Now this one, and I'm sorry to say, obviously I'm doing this on my own without the Cottage Farms guest, but if memory serves, this one I think is several years old, like maybe 2 or 3 years old. It's about actually the size mine is, Nicole. But I want to show you something. And some of these flowers, I also want to be honest with you, some of these flowers are representatives of what you're going to get because it's a little early in the season for all of these flowers to be real. But look, this is a real flower. So this is a real flower blooming on this tree right now. This is real. We've got real flowers here, and I want to show you something. Look at this. Come up here. Do you see each one of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in this little area right here, you have 5 that are about to bloom. You have more that are going to bloom back here. Everywhere you look, this baby is about to take off. And you can see the size of the flowers. Like, look how big they are. They're really, really pretty. So it's really kind of this idea of creating this tropical space. And maybe you picked up the today's special value, the converter bench. Well, great, now you have a place to sit and to eat. But even if you have a tiny space, this is a nice way to get a big impact. Because notice, they don't take up a lot of floor space. They just give you vertical interest. I have an update for you. We started the month with over 6,000 of these. We have 800 remaining, and that's it. And actually, you know how I got mine? So sweet. So I had presented a Cottage Farm hibiscus, and my mom watches most of my shows. She actually might be watching now. She is. Hello, Mommy, I love you. And when I got off the air that night, she told me that she had ordered one for me and was sending it to my house because she said to me, she's like, Sandra, I can always tell when you really love something, and I just thought I would order that for you. So my mother ordered it from QVC because she could see the look on my face when I presented it. That was so sweet. And so that's how I ended up with mine. But I got to tell you, like, if I had to do it all over again, I would have, she probably just beat me to the punch because I would have gladly ordered it. I've gotten so much joy out of mine, and I think you'll get joy out of yours too. Just one thing, if you do live someplace where it gets cold, please make sure you bring it in before first frost. I left it out 1 year a little too long, and it dropped more leaves. It survived, but I really wished I would have brought it in just a little sooner because I would have had even more flowers that winter. Okay, final 800, 6 easy payments of $9.99. And then don't forget about our today's special value. Over 2,700 have been